Cassie would get bust down by different dudes, and dudes would quote finish on her. And I'm trying to not be too graphic, but y'all hear that part where the dude would bust on Cassie, some hired dude would bust on her, and then Diddy would want that rubbed on him. Oh man, it's some stuff going on. It's some stuff going on. Um, yeah, they were freaking off for real, for real. Now they've been pulling up text messages showing Cassie pretty much being very complicit in all of this stuff. Cassie was talking about how, yeah, she's ready to freak off and she's gonna have her legs behind her head, and she's talking about some big black D and big black dick. Hey man, it sounded like some race play going on in there. And there was one text message where Diddy kind of was getting permission, like he wanted her permission to have a freak off. So this is not no trafficking. This isn't a trafficking case. This ain't no sex trafficking. All right? Let's be very real. This is not a sex trafficking situation. Hopefully Diddy gets out of this thing, because regardless of what people feel about Diddy personally, the law is the law. I don't believe in reinterpreting the law based on race, because that's what a lot of people in the dominant society do. The feds, they do that. Yeah, you have a law and people do certain things and it's legal, but then when a black person does it, then all of a sudden it's a RICO. I'm not co-signing that, because Diddy was just being a damn freak. Him and his chick were freaky. She was in on it. They were just freaky. It wasn't no coercion. They're talking all of this coercion stuff. No, that woman, according to some of the texts and everything, and plus with Cassie, she was with Ryan Leslie first. Producer Ryan Leslie. She was with him first, and Diddy took her from him, and Ryan Leslie, did some production for Diddy. So she was a flip. Cassie was getting tossed around from the get-go. That was part of the game here. So all of this coercion talk, nah. No, Cassie seemed like she really had a hankering for drugs and dick. Maybe people just like drugs and dick. See, the coercion thing will work if you're not an adult, if you had some type of mental deficiency or whatever. But this whole thing about coercion, nah, not only is it not coercion, a lot of people are wondering how come Cassie, based on some of these tweets, not tweets, but text messages and certain things she was involved in, why in the hell did she not get included in the damn RICO? If you look at all of the stuff that was going on, the drugs and all of the sex parties, according to the text messages, she was requesting that stuff. Remember, part of the testimony the other day, the male escort who they would get in, she was requesting that she get peed on by the dude. She wanted a golden shower. She requested it. You see? Where's the coercion? Oh, she was vulnerable. No, this is a grown-ass woman. No, you don't talk people, you don't trick nobody and mentally flip them in order for them to want to be peed on. They gotta want pee. Yeah, if you don't want to be peed on, you won't be peed on. Yeah. But let's look at this thing. How the hell is she not in the damn RICO? Because she seems like she was calling a lot of shots in this thing. All of this thing where they're trying to make her out to be like, oh, she was just a victim who was just afraid to leave. Oh God, she was stuck in a dungeon or something. No. Maybe she liked the money, the lifestyle, the dick, the drugs. Maybe she liked it. That's what it looked like. Yeah, you don't stick around for 11 years, 10 or 11 years. Come on now. Hold on. Duchess. We gotta, well, let's get Duchess in here. Duchess, hop on. We got a white woman. She popped up in here real fast. What's up, Duchess? Hop in, man. Duchess, you got something to say?
Yeah. Hi, sir. Good evening. Um, Thank you for having me,
Oh,
first of all.
yes, indeed. Now, Duchess, where are you from again? I always forget.
Well, I've been here for like over like 2 decades. I still haven't been able to get over my accent.
Right.
I do speak 4 languages. But I was born in Armenia. I'm
Okay.
proud of it.
Yeah, I didn't catch the last thing you said. You were born in Armenia and what?
I'm proud of it, and
Okay,
I
there you go.
I know you don't have the best things to say about Armenia, but it's okay.
When have I ever said anything bad about Armenia?
Well, once, it doesn't matter. I mean, first of all, I don't take it personal,
What
nor
did I
do
say? What did I say?
you said, oh, the Armenians, there's like underground black mafia or dark mafia, and whatever. It's fine.
That wasn't about Armenia, the country. That's about the Armenians. Well, here I know them. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
telling you. I'm
and
telling you from
you,
my experience. Yeah, I know Armenians in the streets.
yeah, and
Mhm.
you're right. They do exist. I know them.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And many of them were the plug. They had connections on a lot of underworld stuff. Right?
Yes, sir, and that's right. That's why I never
Mhm.
fought you back on it. But
Right, right. 'Cause, yeah, I ain't making it up. The
yeah,
Armenians be having the damn hookup now. You know that. If you need
no,
anything, you better find an Armenian. They got the
yeah, and
hookup.
that's why like the black people they stay away from the Armenians. They're smart, I gotta give it to them. But like we were talking about Didi, right? So I
Yeah.
want to stay on topic and be respectful.
Okay.
But like the powers to be, what they're doing to Didi, and what about what they did to Michael Jackson and Tupac, and what they're doing to Kanye West? For example, his latest song, just because he put the N word, and how he's getting so much flashback about it.
Hmm.
I was just wondering what your thoughts were about it. And I really thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dutch. Okay, I'll get on that later. That's kind of, talking about Kanye. Yeah, Kanye's crazy as cat shit. That's my take. So, but again, let me get back to the Cassie thing. I'm thinking she's going to chime in about Cassie. Listen, if I'm on a subject, I mean, don't okay, all right. I kind of make your comments applicable to what the subject is. All right. You just kind of messed the flow up. I'm thinking you're going to add to the conversation. Come on now. But listen, like I said about Cassie, she's very complicit in a lot of this stuff. Yeah. This whole thing where she's trafficked, that woman wasn't no damn traffic. She wasn't trafficked, nothing. This woman damn near begging for dick. You're like, yeah, when is the next free call party? Oh, I'm ready. And some of these fools are, oh, she was just scared. She wasn't that damn scared. She could have bounced. Yeah, you could have bounced. And them looping that video of Diddy jumping on her in 2016, they're trying to loop that over and over again. The feds are making the media do that so it can give the impression that, oh, she tried to leave, but oh, Diddy stopped her from leaving. No, from what people are saying, there was some kind of valuables taken in that case, and that's not to justify it. And also, I think the lawyers are saying that because they were talking about drug use, and them lawyers are on it. Diddy's lawyers are they're hitting threes. They're like, yeah, it was some drug use, and in fact, when he was on the video kicking Cassie, he was coming down on drugs. So yeah, it was the drugs doing that. So they didn't flip that. So they're using all of that stuff to their advantage. Yeah, but it man, when you look at this shit, Cassie was like Gasoline Maxwell, how she was to Epstein. If we're going to go that route, because people keep trying to compare Diddy to Epstein, well, Cassie was Gasoline Maxwell. If that's the case, because she seemed like she was organizing a lot of this shit and putting it together. And she's making a lot of requests. This ain't nobody who's trafficked and who's helpless and afraid. And she's getting her coochie toe up. And it sounds like she liking it. Yeah. Then she said one thing, she got sexually assaulted by Diddy and then went back and had more sexual relations with it. Man, come on, dude. Listen, how did what how now let's look at this thing. How did she not get put in the RICO charge? Huh? Was this a case that the feds wanted to do a criminal charge all along? Did they go to her initially and say, hey, we need you to file a civil suit so that can open the door for us? And eh, they gave her immunity? This is a question. I'm not saying they did. I'm just saying. Something is up. Did they go to her first and make some kind of deal for her to get that to do that civil trial, to do that civil thing? Because see, the civil suit is basically a setup for the criminal prosecution. See, that civil lawsuit, that looked like a covert strategic move orchestrated by the feds. On the surface, yeah, to get money, but yeah, if you can open up that door, you can go ahead and get the criminal charges in. Did the feds reframe Cassie from participant to victim by design? Despite her participations in these freak offs and all the drug use and all of these illegal things, or the drug use is illegal. Yeah, right. But he's not charged for drugs. Huh? What's going on with this thing? Yeah, this white boy who she got with, what's up with him? Who is he? Who is he connected with? Did he put a battery in her back? What's going on? What's happening with that? Let me get DJ Genesis in the building. DJ, because yeah, we got to ask some questions here. Because yeah, all the evidence showing that she was very willing for all this stuff. So the feds reframing this, that allows a cleaner narrative of victimization and public sympathy and courtroom optics. Because yeah, showing her as a participant, they're like, oh no, 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 that might not fly. But showing her as a victim of Diddy, that will fly. So Cassie, you better play ball, or we can put you in one of these RICOs too. So we need you to be a victim. Huh? Because see, she possesses key evidence that the feds needed. See, Cassie then turned over photos, videos. She then turned over text messages, location data. She turned over a lot of stuff the feds probably couldn't get any other way. You see, so the feds, they generally protect the person who can quote unquote open the vault, so to speak, even if that person is legally culpable. Yeah, but the feds, they wanted a narrative that would simplify the case. Having Cassie in the RICO, that would have, that kind of would have complicated a lot of stuff. So they need streamlined narratives for juries, you know, and she's a high profile victim. It would be better for them to make her a high profile victim. And hell, she could have been an informant for a minute. Who knows? She might have been working with the feds behind the scenes for a minute. Who knows? Or her dude. What's this guy's deal? Huh?
Yo, that girl Cassie just got exposed for being a dirty 304. Ever since I seen them text messages, I knew she was gonna lose this case. She out here talking about some I'm always ready for a freak off and she want BBC in her stomach. They should have been throw this case out when they saw them text messages. And I know some people talking about what about the hotel video, But they ain't got nothing to do with no trafficking, man. And she got 30 mil for that. So I don't know why she's still trying to send this dude to jail for life. You could tell she been crazy. I remember when she shaved her head off looking like a hooker back in 2009. Now we know she shaved her head so people can use plungers on it for the freak offs. But yeah, man, Cassie's cooked. If the husband was smart, he need to divorce her immediately because she already getting a bunch of lawsuits from them escorts. But yeah, let me know how y'all felt about the verdict. I might do a video on the escort dude that's saying Cassie burnt him and he won 20 million. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about this video. You know, I took a hiatus for a few months because YouTube kept giving me strikes. But after seeing this Diddy verdict, I had to come back and say something. But y'all make sure to leave a like and subscribe and comment down below. Follow me on Twitter. I'm going to try to be more active on there again. And I'm going to start adding links to my socials in the bios of the videos as well.